Hello viewers, for DIYers here with another video for everyone. In this particular video here, I'll be doing a demonstration of how to wash your engine bay. Show your support by hitting that subscribe button, and help promote my channel by sharing your favorite videos on your social media pages. This was an older video that I produced many years ago, so I've decided to do a remake in a much better quality, along with covering any confusion or questions which were asked in my previous video. When I worked as a detailer at a car lot, this was a very popular practice. Most people don't realize, but many used cars which have been through a car dealership have had their engine washed. This is also a popular practice amongst private detailers as well. Using this method is the least time consuming and easiest way to clean those hard to reach areas. Most engines are exposed to moisture even when driving on the road as well. Water can migrate through body panel gaps at the front of the vehicle, the grille area, and underneath the vehicle, especially if not equipped with a belly pan. This water can be from driving in the rain, driving through puddles or flooded roads, off-roading, and moisture can also come up from the ground as well. Engines do have a certain amount of resistance against water and moisture, as there is corrosion coatings along with seals and gaskets to protect the components. I've cleaned a couple hundred cars using this method and have never had any issues. The only issue that may arise is if you have worn spark plug wires, the moisture will introduce a misfire. This means that the part was already failing and you have found the fault sooner than later. First, start by working in a shaded area preferably, which will prevent the cleaner from drying. Start by covering any high risk areas such as the alternator or fuse box using a plastic bag or tinfoil. This will protect the component from getting wet. Having a clean engine looks aesthetically pleasing for yourself, is better for resale, is much nicer to work on the vehicle, and you're able to find faults much quicker such as leaking hoses or gaskets. It also helps prevent corrosion if there are certain areas that has a tendency to build up with dirt and hold moisture. Eventually this can rot out a component. You can also apply a form of rust protection, which I will cover towards the end of the video. Here I am using Spray 9, which I find does cut back the grease very well without creating any hazy layers on rubber components. Ensure those greasy areas are well saturated with soap to cut back that grime in the engine bay area. If you do own a hybrid, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this method as there is high voltage components which can be affected. Also, I wouldn't recommend this method on classic cars as well, as their electrical systems aren't always necessarily designed to withstand larger amounts of moisture or water. Allow the cleaner to soak in for a couple minutes and then follow up with water now. Here I am using a pressure washer, which will give you the best results. Do not use a pinpointed spray, only use a fan spray. The fan spray allows for better cleaning and won't apply excessive pressure on certain areas. A hose can also be used with a fan sprayer. Rinse the engine, pushing away any soap and dirt. You may find you will need to go in different angles to access those hard to reach areas. Be careful around the air intake and the air filter area, as we do not want water in the intake. Air boxes do normally have a drain, but it's best to be safe. Also take care around any fluid fill locations, as these areas may have vents, and the spark plug location if they're down in the center of the valve cover like this engine. If moisture were to get around the spark plugs, this can cause a short, which in turn will cause a misfire. If this does happen, just remove the cover and allow the moisture to evaporate. You may need to follow up another time with soap if there's an excessive buildup of grime. If you wish, you can also use the assistance of a soft brush or toothbrush to agitate the area. If you do find the underside of the hood is also dirty, you can also apply a layer of soap and then rinse off. Same procedure as the engine bay. Once finished, give the engine a final rinse along with the body of the vehicle. Soap and dirt will mist on the paint when cleaning the engine, therefore it's best to follow up with a full body wash as well. Now use an air compressor to remove any water residue along with a cloth. A leaf blower or a can of air can also be used if desired. Drying the engine off prevents any water spots from forming or extra dust from sticking to those wet spots. Now remove the plastic bags. Here I'll be cleaning up the fuse box cover using a damp cloth and a toothbrush. I can remove the cover, but I'll give you an example when it's left in place if an item can't be removed. Once you're done, you'll be left with something such as this. I would normally let the engine dry for about an hour or two just to prevent any water spots from forming, along with any sitting water in those hard to reach areas to evaporate. As for a rust preventative, you can also use a spray-on oil coating, which I have a tutorial on that I will include in the description below. This can be applied to the shock towers, any structural components, and inside the hood frame. Some misting overspray from the oil may need to be cleaned up with a cloth afterwards. New videos are being uploaded every week to my channel, so show your support by clicking that subscribe button below my video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and if you have any comments or questions, please feel free to post them. Thank you for watching.